Andor, I do feel like I've seen enough that I can recommend it. And even though I think I'm now behind a little bit.
You saw the 4 episodes, right?
I only saw the 3. So, I don't know, but it just feels like such a different vibe than any of these Star Wars shows we've gotten now. It comes written from Tony Gilroy, and I think if you're a fan of films like the Bourne trilogy that he wrote, or Michael Clayton, which is one of my favorite movies that he wrote and directed, there's a similar sort of like conspiratorial, hushed tones vibe that I'm really digging, right? Like these are people who are like making big decisions, but doing it in like very like seedy back alleys and stuff like that, if it makes sense. And it's just like a different perspective to bring to a space adventure than we typically get, which is so like watered down to the point that it needs to appeal to all ages. And this, like, it's not that it's not going to be enjoyable for like children or like teenagers and stuff.
It may not be.
It might not be, right? That's the thing. Like, it actually is the first one of these that does feel a little bit tailored to more of an adult eye.
It's not your grandpa's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're seeing an ad for, like, the theme park to be like, oh, yeah, this is clearly going to be the part of the theme park where I get to walk through and do all of these different things. This, like Rogue One, right? The movie?
Yeah.
I think is visually the best that they've had Star Wars looking in a while. I know people love Mando, but I'm talking like the actual practical effects, the way that they're building these cities, the way that they're walking through all of this, it looks fantastic. I also think that the characters that they have finally feel like really full-fledged characters, people who live within this universe that don't feel the need to be connecting back to the same saga lore that we've been talking about. I know that Taika's working on his movie? TV show?
Movie, I think.
Something Star Wars, and he's like, I'm not going to talk about any of them, and at one point is it so far gone that it's not related. This is the perfect example of still being within that world, because we know what happens to these characters for the movie. And I think that it's because of that you're able to have very interesting storylines within this world, because, I don't want to say they don't matter, but you have wiggle room to play with something. And I don't know, I think it's kind of exciting, because even with Mando, I know that the Boba Fett show, like something that climaxed in Mando was then kind of resolved in the Boba Fett show. Kind of like we had Logan, and now we have Logan again coming back, even though we had a perfect ending with that. So, I don't know. This seems like Disney actually doing something new and refreshing in the most gloomiest way possible with Andor. Because it's also 13 episodes, which...
Is it?
It's... I don't know. You got to pull it up right there. It's like more than I expected for a season 1 or something.
Yeah, they got 12 listed here, but like still, that's healthy.
That's very healthy, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm actually curious to watch this one more than all the other ones. So
yeah, same. All right, so I got Andor on my top 5 of what to watch.